In all my years of gaming, I can't remember a single date I was more excited for than March 26th, 2024. If you've seen any single one of my videos before this, you'll know I'm a console player. After all, I play Minecraft Bedrock on this channel primarily. I don't like to throw around the word jealous a lot, because I'm really grateful for everything I have. But since 2019, I've had to watch people on PC play Planet Zoo exclusively, and I'll say I've been extremely jealous up until now, because this is one of my dream games. Have you ever been talking to one of your friends, or just had an idea in your head about a concept that would make such a cool game and you'd give anything for? That's what this game was to me, and for 5 years I had to watch other people play it, checking nearly every day for any console news. Now I know I'm not alone here, and I can say that confidently, because if I was the only person who wanted this game, heck, if there were only 100 or even 1,000 of us, Frontier never would have released an entire console edition port of such a big and important game in their lineup. The polish on this game is incredible, and it's so obvious there were hundreds of thousands of people who are begging for this game to be released. A lot of the other game series I spend time with are notorious for releasing in terrible states, being unfinished, being riddled with glitches, or you name it, and I was so happy that this game didn't join them. I got so lucky with the time this game released. It came out the day of my spring break starting in college, so I spent the better part of the entire break mastering the craft of this game so I could produce really good content on it. I didn't want to just go in blind and produce stuff I wasn't proud of, so now I can confidently say, I'm really happy with how my first zoo turned out, but there's always room for improvement. This is going to act as episode 0 for our new series. I'm not sure what it's going to be called quite yet, but we're going to go over what it's going to be about, what the goals are, and anything else we want to talk about. The focus of this series is going to be on education and conservation. I want to be able to teach you guys some stuff I know about animals. Animals have been my first love in life. I've been going to zoos since before I could even talk. Heck, before I could even walk. That's a big part of why I was so excited for this game. I've always loved going to and spending time in zoos around the country. In my opinion, you can tell something's a passion if you've never grown out of it. I've been going to zoos for so long, and now I'm 22 and enjoy it just as much. If you've seen any other video of mine, it's likely it's been about survival Minecraft. I just have to have some form of challenge when I play a game. That's why I don't play creative. So that being said, we're going to be starting a franchise mode series on this. It's basically the survival Minecraft equivalent. There's also sandbox mode in this game, and I would compare that to creative. There's no money and you can do whatever you want. While in franchise mode, you can go bankrupt, there's threats, and there's a lot of challenge in it compared to sandbox. The reason it's called franchise mode is because you're not limited to just one zoo. You have a franchise, just like in real life. In Planet Zoo franchise mode, there's 2 types of currencies, and this is what makes the game mode interesting to me. There's the US dollar, which that is restricted to a single zoo. For example, if we make another zoo in the same franchise, the dollars that we have in this zoo won't carry over. But the other currency are called conservation credits, and you earn these in very unique ways. You have to do things that help conserve the environment. For example, you could breed and release a new animal into the wild. And these conservation credits do carry over from zoo to zoo. So since we've bred and released a few cougars and beavers in this zoo, we might be able to afford a bigger animal like an African elephant in our next zoo. Now the meta of this game, if you want to call it that, is to make something called a breeding zoo. Basically just disregard the animal's safety and happiness, set up a giant exhibit where they can all breed, and then get rid of the offspring as they have it. Doing this, you can have pretty much unlimited conservation credits really early on, which is kind of rushing the progression of the game. It's the same reason we're on episode 23 of Tailcraft and I'm still in half iron armor. I really like to take games slowly and enjoy it. Whatever the meta is, I don't really care about it. If it pertains to me, I'll try it out, but I like to take games slow and take it realistically. Since I've liked animals for so long, I know a lot about them. It's just been a hobby I've been into for my entire life, so I've just casually gathered knowledge every day. That's why I was amazed how much I've learned in this game so far just by reading the Zoopedia on the animals that I've been raising. If I can learn so much from this game, I know I can help everyone else who watches these videos learn too. Whether you're into gaming, biology, or anything in between, I know this series is going to be for you, so I really hope you stick around and give it a shot. This game has such an insane level of stuff to learn, both about the animals in real life and the gameplay. I'm not joking when I say this game literally has Minecraft levels of customization in the stuff you can build. It's really insane, and I don't say that lightly. I've played Minecraft about just as long as I've liked animals. That's why I waited so long to make this video. I knew this game was going to be a steep learning curve, and I didn't want to put out something I wasn't really proud of. We have over 100 people on this channel now who are subscribed, and I seriously can't be more happy with the progress this channel is going with, so I felt like I owed it to you guys to put out a good product, and not just some random content on day one. Another bad trend in modern gaming is that sometimes gaming feels like a subscription service you have to buy into, and you're not sure if the content is going to be good or bad. Think about a game like Call of Duty's Seasons. You have no clue what Season 3 or 4 is going to be of the new Call of Duty game when you buy the game in Season 1. It could be the best season the series have ever seen, or it could be completely terrible. But Planet Zoo is going to be different because we already know what the DLCs are, but there's still some mystery because we don't know what order they're in. We already have access to the North America, Aquatic, and Eurasia DLCs. Twilight and Aquatic are releasing on May 28th, but after that, we have no clue what's next. It could be the African pack, it could be the Arctic, it could be the Conservation, who knows? We already know the quality of the DLCs is going to be high, but there's still mystery and intrigue because we don't know the order or when they're coming out. This is the one time where I'm going to say buying the Ultimate Edition is actually a great deal, because we already know the quality of the product we're buying, and it's really good. I'd highly recommend it. It doesn't feel like a gamble for once. It feels like you're spending a lot more money on a product that's a lot better in the end. I said I want this series to mainly be about education and conservation, and what I mean by that is it'll all depend on what animal I'm building a habitat for in that particular video. For example, you've been watching a habitat for grizzly bears being built in the background during this video so far. So maybe if this was an actual episode, we'd have some pop-ups with questions, maybe some different fun facts that pop up that you guys might not know. I can pull up maps that show where the animal currently lives. I can tell if it's endangered or not, and if it is, what are some things we can do as a community to protect them? The grizzly bear used to run all the way out into the Midwest. Now they only live in small areas in Montana. And I think as a community, we can start to reverse this. Bringing education and awareness to animals is the first step to saving them. This is the entire point of good zoos in real life. So why should a good virtual zoo be any different? I also want to start doing questions of the day. So we'll do one right now. What's your favorite animal? Drop it in the comments. If it's in Planet Zoo, even better. Maybe I'll pick one, and that'll be the first exhibit we make in our new series. The franchise that we create together is going to springboard off of the one we already have. We'll choose a different name and stuff, but I'm going to keep this zoo. I really like it. We're not going to turn it into a breeding zoo or anything unethical, but it's still going to be here, and then later on I'll be able to come back and see how far I've come. So far we only have 433 conservation credits. That's not really enough to buy anything notable, so it's not like I have an unfair advantage going in. I'm gonna let this gameplay play out though. With that being said, I hope you stick around and watch this series. Kingpin out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one.
you.